This is the second of my vlogs for the Vegtember Climate Solidarity Project. The theme of this week's vlog is around using your local independent greengrocers rather than doing your grocery shopping from the local supermarket. Now, it's probably fair to say that whilst supermarkets are not irredeemably evil, although I do understand that Sir Terry Leary tends to open Tesco's board meetings with a reading from a human skin bound copy of the Necronomicon, but although they're not irredeemably evil, there are lots of dubious practices in respect of the way supermarkets operate that are probably not great. They are very, very demanding about the way food looks, to very exacting specifications, and one of the outputs of this is that huge amounts of perfectly good crop produce is destroyed for no reason other than it doesn't fit the standards set out by Tesco's or Asda or Sainsbury's. Secondly, they do have a tendency to really turn the screws and put unnecessary and unfair pressure on producers of food, and this can cause all sorts of problems and make it very unsustainable for the good kind of local farming of local crops that we want to see. So I think it's always a good thing to be looking wherever possible to use local independent retailers. Earlier on today, I visited the local town centre intending to get some ricotta cheese from a local cheese shop that I really liked down at my local market, only to discover that it's gone bust. And if people don't support local retailers, then that's what's going to happen. Now, one thing I do think is important to note at this juncture is that local independent retailers are not necessarily synonymous with locally produced goods. And your local greengrocer may well be stocking all sorts of fruit and veg that comes from a variety of different places and isn't necessarily local. Britain is not awash with banana plantations, and in reality, if you're going to buy exotic fruit and veg, the chances are it's not going to be produced locally, whether or not you get it from your local greengrocer or from your local supermarket. But there are good advantages to local independent greengrocers. One is that the food tends to be an awful lot cheaper. Whenever I get my stuff from the local shop, I always save a lot of money compared to if I buy it from Morrison's or Sainsbury's, the two supermarkets I normally go to. The second thing is the produce is almost always of a better quality. I always find that the fruit is fresher, tastes nicer, lasts longer, and is all round much, much better than the insipid stuff that you tend to get from a supermarket grocery aisle. Now, obviously, it's not always going to be a bed of roses, and for most of us who work, we're not necessarily always going to be able to do our shopping in this way. But I think we could all benefit from using local independent retailers a little bit more often. I've certainly saved money and got nicer food since I've been using this one, and I'm just about to take a trip down there now to get the stuff for my food this weekend. So, I'm going to log off now because I've got to walk up there and do some filming when I arrive. So I'm just coming up to my local greengrocers now. As you can see, it's on a busy high street, just like, quite old-fashioned. It's a really good old shop, loads of stuff. As you can probably see, people outside, meaning it's busy. All sorts of lovely stuff, including some stuff I'm not exactly sure what it is, but there's a fair few things I need to get for the cooking I'm going to do this weekend, so I'm just going to steam in. I don't think I'm actually going to record while I'm in there, because it probably get in the way a little bit and be difficult and stop my shopping, but here you go. At my local greengrocers, where I get most of my fruit and veg.